All right, everyone, get ready for today's deep dive. We're going to be exploring some pretty fascinating stuff.
It's going to be good.
It is going to be good. We're talking about this book, Contesting the Name It and Claim It Game by Helene Hadsell.
Yeah, Helene Hadsell.
And now you might be thinking, okay, a book about winning contests. What's so deep about that?
Right.
But trust me.
It's so much more.
It really is. This book, it's not just like a how to win stuff kind of thing. It's really about like the power of belief and how that can actually like impact your reality in some pretty amazing ways.
Absolutely.
So Helene Hadsell, she was like this contest queen. She won, I mean, we're talking like everything.
She's famous for it.
Famous for it, right. Yeah. Everything from like an outboard motor.
Bicycles for her kids.
Bicycles, trips all over. I mean, eventually even like a fully furnished house.
Oh, yeah.
A house.
How?
And that's insane.
It's wild.
That is wild. So, I mean, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Did she like have some kind of secret strategy? Some like cheat code for the universe?
Well, she did have a strategy, right? And I think a lot of it stemmed from her her really deep belief that our minds have this incredible power to shape our reality.
Okay, so she wasn't just like nucky, like it wasn't just random chance.
No, I really don't think so.
It sounds like there was like a real method to her madness.
She definitely had a method. You know, she developed this technique she called SPEC: select it, project it, expect it, collect it. And it's basically this 4-step process for using the power of belief to manifest what you want.
Okay, so break that down for me. Like what does each of those steps actually look like?
All right, so the first one, select it. That's all about like clarity, right? So getting really, really clear on what it is that you want. Helene, she believed that the universe responds to clear intentions. So the more specific you are, the better.
So like no like vague wishes or anything like that.
Right, exactly.
You got to be specific.
Exactly. Then you have project it, and that's where like visualization comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So you create this vivid mental image of what you want. You know, really engage all of your senses. You know, imagine yourself already having it. Feel the emotions that come with that.
Oh, so like create almost like a mental movie.
Yeah, like a mental movie.
Of what you want to happen.
Exactly. And the more real you can make it feel, the more powerful the technique is.
Okay, I like that.
And then you have expect it. And this is, I think, where, you know, maybe things get a little less tangible.
Okay.
You know, it's about really cultivating that belief.
Yeah.
That unshakable faith that what you want is on its way, that it's already yours. You know, eliminate doubt. And replace it with this unwavering conviction that it's going to happen.
So it's not just about like hoping; it's about like knowing.
Yeah, knowing, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then finally, you have collect it, and this is where you know you take action, right? So it's not just about sitting back and you know hoping or wishing or visualizing. It's about aligning your actions with your beliefs.
Okay, so you're not just passively waiting, you're actually doing something.
They're actively participating in a manifestation process.
Okay, so it's like you're putting that energy out there.
Yeah.
You're like taking the steps.
Exactly. It's about taking inspired action.
So like she believed she won all this stuff, but she was also like taking the steps to enter the contests.
Yeah.
To like do the thing.
Oh, absolutely. She was a master at entering contests. You know, she knew all the ins and outs. Mm-hmm. She was very strategic about it. But she also believed that her mindset, her belief played a huge role.
It's like fascinating to me that she was able to like translate those same principles into like so many different areas of her life.
It is.
Like from winning these like material prizes to like, we're going to talk about this I think later, but to like even healing her own body.
It's remarkable.
So we're going to get more into that, but I think it's incredible that like she really saw the power of beliefs as this like universal force.
Yeah, it wasn't just about winning stuff. It was about like realizing that we have this incredible power within us to create, to shape our experience. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I guess the question is this something that anyone can do? Or was Helene Hadsell just like this like 1 in a million kind of person?
That's a great question.
Like, can we all be contest winners?
Right. Can we all win a house? Well, maybe not a house.
Right.
But I think Helene would say that we all have this potential, this power within us to create the lives that we want. And, might not always manifest as winning a dream home or a trip to Europe.
Yeah.
But, she really believed that we can use these principles to bring more joy, more abundance, more health, into our lives. So I think it's less about the specific prizes and more about recognizing that we have this power to shape our reality.
I mean, it's almost like empowering
It is empowering.
to think that like we're not just like victims of circumstance, but we can actually like influence things.
Yeah, we're not just passive bystanders,
Sure.
we're active participants.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. So let's dive into some of the specifics here. Like, how did Helene actually apply this power of belief to like real life situations, like beyond the contests?
Well, that's the really fascinating part. Like one of the most compelling aspects of Helene's story is how she used these same principles to overcome some pretty serious health challenges.
Okay, all right. Now you're speaking my language here. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so she was involved in this really bad car accident.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're talking like fractured ribs,
Oh, no.
bruised spleen, a swollen ankle.
That sounds awful.
And she had some pretty severe facial injuries that required surgery. The doctors told her she'd be in a wheelchair for weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
It was bad.
So, I mean, like, how did she even like function? Like, how did she even like deal with that level of pain and like trauma?
Well, that's where her mindset really comes in. So Helene, she had actually studied this thing called the Silva Mind Control Method.
The Silva Mind Control Method.
Yeah, it's basically the system for training your mind and accessing your subconscious mind.
Okay.
And she used those techniques to manage her pain and to accelerate her healing.
Hold on. Mind control, like what was she, like a Jedi or something?
Not quite a Jedi.
Okay.
But the Silva method, it uses techniques like visualization, deep relaxation, and it's really about influencing your mental and physical state.
Okay.
So Helene, she actually she reframed her pain. She called them healing pulsations.
Healing pulsations. I like that.
And she refused painkillers. She believed that her body could heal itself, and she visualized herself recovering quickly.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty amazing, but like honestly, a little hard to believe. Are you saying that like just by believing you'll heal, you can actually like speed up the process?
Well, there's actually a lot of scientific research on the placebo effect.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which basically shows that our beliefs and expectations can have a real impact on our physical health.
Oh, interesting.
Like think about it. If you believe that a pill will cure your headache,
Yeah.
your body might actually start producing its own pain-relieving chemicals.
Oh, wow.
Even if the pill is just a sugar pill.
So it's like the power of the mind, like tricking the body
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
into healing.
And so Helene, I think in a way she was creating her own placebo effect by believing so strongly in her ability to heal.
So she basically like hacked her own healing process using her mind.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Wow. And did it work? Like, did she actually recover faster than like the doctors expected?
She did. Her recovery was remarkably fast, and she attributed it to her mindset and those mental techniques.
Okay, this is getting more and more interesting.
It's pretty incredible.
But didn't she face like another even more serious health issue later on?
Yes, she did. Later on, she was diagnosed with a bladder tumor, and it's really in this part of the book that the connection between belief and healing becomes even more apparent, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's take a break here, and we'll come back and we'll dive into that story in just a bit. I'm really curious to hear more about this.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah. So the doctors, they told her it was likely cancerous
Oh, wow.
and that she needed surgery, but Helene, being Helene, she refused to just like accept this diagnosis.
Right. Like not just going to take that lying down.
Exactly. She had this unwavering inner knowing that the tumor wasn't cancerous.
Really?
She even described like having visions.
Visions.
Yeah, of a doctor who reassured her.
Okay, wait, hold on. A vision of a doctor, like was this like a dream or was this something like more than that?
It's hard to say for sure, but Helene, she was adamant that these visions were real and incredibly vivid. She She felt this strong connection to this doctor in her vision.
Wow.
And she trusted his guidance implicitly. She even called him Doctor I Know.
Doctor I Know.
Yeah.
Like from the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of creaky, but also kind of cool.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it also like speaks to her like incredible faith, right? Like in her own intuition and like inner wisdom.
Absolutely. And it's important to note here, like, Helene wasn't, rejecting traditional medicine.
Right.
She still went ahead with the surgery.
Okay.
But she approached the entire experience with this unshakable belief in her ability to heal.
So it's like she was using her mindset and these like mental techniques alongside the medical treatment.
Precisely. She even insisted on having the surgery earlier than the doctor initially scheduled it.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, no, let's do this now.
Yeah.
And she used her mental techniques to manage pain afterwards, much to the amazement of her doctors.
I bet. So, I mean, it's almost like she was like partnering with her medical team.
Yeah.
And using her mind as this like secret weapon in her recovery.
That's a great way to put it. And her recovery was, again, remarkably fast. She bounced back much quicker than anyone expected. And she attributed it to her unwavering belief in those mental techniques.
Okay, so we've got this woman who's using her mind to win contests and then applying those same principles to like heal from serious injuries and a potential cancer diagnosis.
I'm pretty amazing.
It's pretty mind-blowing. It also raises some questions, right? Like, is this something anyone can do?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Like, can we all be contest winners and like heal ourselves with our minds?
Right. Well, I think Helene believed that everyone has this innate power to influence their reality, including their health. She wasn't suggesting that we, abandon traditional medicine,
right,
but rather that we recognize the power of our minds as a complementary force.
So it's not about replacing doctors and treatments,
right?
But it's about like empowering ourselves to be active participants in our own healing.
Exactly. And there's a growing body of scientific evidence that supports this idea.
Really?
Yeah. For instance, studies on the placebo effect have shown that our beliefs and expectations can trigger physiological changes in the body. Like, if you believe a treatment will work, your body might actually start producing its own healing chemicals, even if the treatment itself is inert.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like our minds have this like untapped pharmacy within them.
It really is. And it's not just about, positive thinking.
Oh, okay. Research has also shown that positive emotions like gratitude, joy, and hope can actually boost our immune function, making us more resilient to illness. So like cultivating a positive mindset can actually like strengthen our body's natural defenses.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
And Helene's story is a powerful testament to the potential of the human mind to influence our physical reality.
Right.
She took these principles that she used to win contests.
Yeah.
Defining what she wanted, visualizing it, believing it, and acting on it, and applied them to her health challenges with remarkable results.
It makes you wonder, like, what else is possible, right? Like, if we tap into that same mindset, could we potentially, like, influence the course of a disease simply by believing we can heal?
That's a question that scientists and researchers are still exploring.
Right.
But Helene's story certainly suggests that our beliefs and expectations play a far greater role in our health than we might realize.
Okay, I'm definitely starting to see how this book, it goes way beyond just like winning stuff. It's about tapping into like a hidden power within ourselves to shape our reality, including our health and well-being. But like, let's get practical for a second. How can our listeners start applying these principles in their own lives? Like, especially when it comes to healing?
That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we've talked about so far, it can feel kind of, like almost too good to be true.
Yeah, it does feel a little
magical, right? But Helene, she actually lays out a pretty clear framework for how to actually apply this in her book.
Okay, good. So it's not just like airy-fairy, like believe and it'll happen.
There's a method.
Okay.
There's a technique. And, she outlines her SPEC technique in detail.
Right, the SPEC thing.
Select it, project it, expect it, and collect it.
Okay.
It's essentially like a roadmap for using the power of belief to manifest your desires.
Okay, so it's not just about winning contests. It's about like anything you want.
anything. It could be, physical healing. It could be, a change in your circumstances, or really anything that you truly desire.
Okay, that's pretty powerful.
It is.
All right, so let's break it down. Like what does each of those steps actually involve?
Okay, so the first step, select it. It's all about clarity.
Okay.
You need to be like crystal clear about what it is that you want. Helene believed that the universe responds to clear intentions. So the more specific you are, the better.
So like no vague wishes or like
Correct.
half-hearted hopes.
Exactly. You got to be specific.
Yeah.
You got to define exactly what it is that you want to manifest.
Got it.
Then you have project it. And this is where visualization comes in.
Okay.
So you create this vivid mental image of your desired outcome.
Okay.
And really engage all your senses. Imagine yourself already in possession of what you desire. Feel the emotions that come with achieving it.
Like create like a mental movie
Yeah, like a mental movie.
of your like desired reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the more real you can make it feel, the more powerful it becomes.
Okay.
And then you have expect it. And this is where I think belief really comes in.
Okay.
You need to cultivate this unwavering faith
Okay.
that your desire is on its way, that it's already yours, Eliminate doubt and replace it with this unshakable conviction that what you want is already on its way.
So it's not just about like hoping, it's about like knowing.
Knowing, believing,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then finally you have collect it. And this is where you take inspired action.
Oh, so there's action involved.
Yeah, it's not just about, sitting back and waiting for things to magically fall into your lap.
Right.
It's about aligning your actions with your beliefs. You act as if your desire is already yours.
Okay.
You take steps that move you closer to your goal, guided by intuition and inspired action.
Okay, so it's like this like inner and outer kind of thing, right? Like you're doing the inner work of like visualizing and believing.
Yeah,
But then you're also like taking the actual steps in the real world.
exactly. It's about that alignment
Oh, wow.
between your inner and outer world.
Okay, I like that. I really like the SPEC technique. It's so simple, but it's also like so profound.
Yeah.
It really like puts the power back in our own hands,
Well,
right?
it does. It reminds us that we're not just, passive victims of circumstance, but we're active creators of our own reality.
Yeah.
And while we might not all win a house like Helene, I think we can all tap into this power
Yeah.
to manifest positive changes in our lives.
I love that.
Especially in our health and well-being.
Yeah. So to our listeners out there, if you're, dealing with a health challenge, don't underestimate the power of your mindset.
Absolutely.
Traditional medicine, it plays a crucial role, obviously. But remember that you can also like partner with your body's own innate healing abilities
Yeah.
by cultivating a positive mindset, using these like visualization techniques and truly believing in your capacity to heal.
I think that's so important. And if you're intrigued by Helene's story and you want to learn more about her SPEC technique,
Yeah.
I highly recommend picking up a copy of Contesting the Name It and Claim It game.
I think we'll link it in the show notes too.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. It's a fascinating read, and it's a powerful reminder that we all have this potential
Yeah.
to shape our reality through the power of belief,
I love that.
including our health.
This has been an amazing deep dive. It really has.
It has.
Into the world of Helene Hadsell. And I hope it's inspired you all to explore, the untapped potential within yourselves.
I hope so too.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep believing, and keep diving deep.
Sounds good.